In the mid-90s, when farmers in Puerto Rico started finding their livestock dead with strange wounds and their insides sucked out, stories of a hairless, red-eyed creature started to spread. El Chupacabra, English translation, goat sucker. From there it spread into Mexico, the southern US, and beyond. From a Texas police dashcam, drone footage over Bolivia, trail cameras, and more, these are 10 times a real chupacabra was caught on camera. This first video comes out of the Huila department in Colombia. On this remote stretch of road late at night in September of 2024, a traveler pulled over when he noticed something crawling on the ground ahead. At first he just wanted to avoid running over the animal, but he pulled out his phone and started recording when he realized that he had no idea what this thing actually was. When you really look closely at this animal, it doesn't look like a cat or a dog or any other four-legged animal. It doesn't even look like a normal animal with mange. Look at the shape. Looks kind of like it's squatting. And it has long back legs and shorter legs or arms in the front. What do you think this thing is? Let us know down in the comments. This is one of the most well-known pieces of supposed chupacabra footage. It was filmed on August 8, 2008 by a police officer named Brendan Riedel in DeWitt County, Texas. He was on patrol when he spotted something strange running along the road. At first glance, it looks like a coyote, but the details don't quite add up. The body is mostly hairless, the ears are large and upright, and the snout is longer and narrower than you'd expect. The way it moves is also a little strange. The forelegs are noticeably shorter than the hind legs, which lines up pretty closely with how the chupacabra is typically described. After the footage got out, people started connecting it to the legend. The creature blamed for slaughtering livestock and draining their insides. This is one of the main videos that comes up whenever the conversation starts, and for good reason. It's clear footage, and you get this nice, long, unobstructed look at the thing. Now, we don't often hear about chupacabra sightings in Canada, but I wanted to include this footage because it's pretty creepy, and whatever this creature is, it does kind of resemble people's descriptions of the beast. A guy pulled his car over on a rural road somewhere in Quebec to film this moose grazing on the side of the road. Now, right away, I like this, because often with cryptid or like paranormal type videos, you do kind of question why the person starts filming in the first place, and then just happens to capture something weird on camera, but stopping to get some footage of a moose, perfectly reasonable. Now, notice that lurking in the trees behind the moose, though, is something stranger. A hairless, pale white thing crouching on what looks like a pair of long, thin arms. Oddly, the moose doesn't notice it at all. It's not distracted. Now, seeing as chupacabras are known for attacking animals, this seemed like a good pick for the list. In 2019, folks in a small neighborhood in Houston, Texas, were on alert after a mystery animal was spotted lurking around the area multiple times. At least one man, Scott Black, was convinced that it wasn't a coyote. Black had spotted it several times outside his back door and managed to snap some pictures of it. An animal control expert named Claude Griffin looked at the photos and thought there might be a more grounded explanation, but he didn't just write it off as a coyote with mange. It was a little stranger than that. He actually suggested it could be a combination of several species. He mentioned something a lot of people don't usually bring up, saying that Houston has a much higher number of exotic pet owners than most people would assume. In mid-2023, farmers near Oruro, Bolivia started spotting something weird roaming their fields. One drone video caught this hunched, dark figure lurking in a crop field. Carla Flores, who first spotted it in the footage, said it looked strange, like a dog but with a hump on its back. The more she looked at it, the more she was reminded of descriptions of the elusive creature known as the chupacabra. The footage is captured from far away, but part of the reason it caught so much attention came down to timing. Farmers in the area had already been finding dead livestock drained of BLOOD. Some of them started putting up floodlights around their ranches, hoping to either scare whatever it was off or actually get a look at it. So even though this footage isn't super clear, the context certainly does add to it. Do you know what kind of animal this is? That's the same question people were asking when this footage showed up on a local news station in Pueblo, Colorado. Even the anchors seemed genuinely baffled. The creature has patchy black fur, a reddish-looking face, and these long, skinny arms. It's hunched over, picking at something on the ground, and honestly, it doesn't look much like anything you'd expect to see wandering around someone's neighborhood. The woman who filmed it said this wasn't even the first time she'd seen the animal. Apparently it had shown up before, but she still had no clue what it was. As you'd expect, people immediately started throwing around all kinds of theories. Some thought it was just a sick animal. Others jumped straight to, you guessed it, Chupacabra. Eventually, officials from Colorado Parks and Wildlife took a look at the footage, and according to them, it's probably just a raccoon suffering from mange, but as always, what are your thoughts? Back in 2014, ABC7 reported on a bizarre creature a couple spotted at their home in South Texas. According to Jackie Stalks, her husband noticed the animal in their yard, helping itself to some corn. He said he'd spent plenty of time around raccoons while hunting and was convinced that this wasn't one. The biggest thing that stood out to him was the sound it made. He said he'd never heard a raccoon growl like that before. The station also brought a wildlife expert to examine the footage, and after watching it, the expert said the animal was most likely a canine with mange, but not everyone was convinced. One detail people kept pointing to was the way the creature used its front limbs. I mean, look how it uses its hands to eat here. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say it's definitely not a dog. Kinda looks like it could be a raccoon, but it's hard to say for sure. A man named Jerry posted this next video to Reddit, asking to help identify the creature recorded on this trail camera. As with most of the other videos on the list, we see what I can only describe as a hairless critter. Not a whole lot of action in this video, unfortunately, but at least we see the thing clearly. This one actually looks kinda cute. Wouldn't expect to see this thing sinking its fangs into some poor dead goat, but you never know, looks can be deceiving. The trail cam belonging to the Alabama Wildlife and Freshwater Fisheries Department caught photos of an animal that had people convinced they were looking at a chupacabra. The images spread pretty fast, and it's easy to see why. Whatever is in these photos looks pretty far from anything you'd expect to see wandering through the Alabama wilderness. The department studied the photos and put out a statement. According to them, what the trail camera actually picked up was a coyote with a severe case of mange. Now, whether you buy that or not is up to you. Mange can do some genuinely strange things to an animal's appearance, though, and it's worth noting that a hairless, gaunt coyote photographed in low light on a trail cam looks remarkably similar to many descriptions of the cryptid. Finally, we have this now infamous image from the Amarillo Zoo and Sanctuary in Texas. This was captured back in May of 2022, taken by a security camera at around 1:30 a.m. What exactly is this thing? Well, before you say it's just a lion on its hind legs, which would also be freaky, mind you, this thing was outside of the zoo, so it's not in one of the enclosures. I mean, maybe one escaped, but there were a lot of comments saying this looked like a werewolf. Sonic the Hedgehog also came up a number of times, but seeing as this is Texas, you also gotta consider the Chupacabra possibility. I find the Chupacabra angle more believable than a half-man, half-wolf monster, or a lovable blue anthropomorphic hedgehog who runs really fast. There's also a big chance this could just be a trick of the camera. Security footage can be kind of janky sometimes. Maybe we have a zoo prankster on our hands, or maybe this is a super deformed person, and if that's the case, I hope they're doing all right. But with all that said, that's been the video, and I'll catch you, yes, you specifically, in the next one.